think we know that we are the custodians of huge amounts of private data. We have to take our ethics seriously. We have to ensure the world knows. So we have to be as open and honest as we can about who we are, what we do, and why we're doing it. The driverless car. We're going to be at the driverless car faster than you imagine. The only thing that's going to hold back the driverless car is regulation and the failure of regulators to act quick enough. But it's going to be proven so clearly that the driverless car is safer and better than a driver car. So, what do you have in a driverless car? You have a black box that tells you where you are. You have a GPS system that has to connect to satellites. The car itself is checking into its manufacturer to let it know it exists. The driver is probably going to have one or more social devices which are also going to be GPS enabled and connected to a Wi-Fi device or to a wireless network. You're going to have your music being delivered by iTunes or some form of digital audio broadcast. The car is going to be checking in 200 or 300 different components, from tire pressure to engine temperature to oil level, and communicating all of this information back. I've listed 300 or 400 different applications in a driverless car, none of which are owned by one person, and all of them are connected by different ways. Satellite to GPS, Wi-Fi, broadband, who knows, maybe even radio links when you're in city. All of this data and all of these applications are owned by hundreds of different players, and they all have to come together to make the wireless car work.
The Internet of Things, the connected house, the car, that will converge even more. Everything will be connected to the internet in some way or another.
More and more devices outside of what humans are doing sends traffic over the internet also.
Today, you know, the data center industry is about half of our bandwidth, and Iceland, the Icelandic population, 330,000 people, using the other half. We are constantly seeing, more devices at home with a better picture quality. So perhaps after 5 years, everyone will be looking at ultra high definition.
Next step will be 4K television. That's a large load on the internet at the moment.
A lot of the planning now is how do we make round corners on displays, on websites. It's all about the next, fancy, flashy thing. And they're not thinking about that this is a 100-year, 1,000-year repository of information. How can we make it so that that information can stick around and will still be readable in 100 years? Right from the beginning, information has been doubling at a fixed rate. The mistake that we're making at the moment is that people are not aware enough about how important it is to keep the information around. Libraries understand, because we've got hundreds of years of history, they understand their responsibility for keeping information around. And now that the role of libraries has been spread over the whole of society in a way, that information is being lost about the responsibility of keeping knowledge around. I organised some workshops at the first web conference in 1994 at CERN. I got talking to Tim Berners-Lee, who along with Robert Cailloux were the creators of the World Wide Web. When I joined W3C, I imagined that here we had all these people with great technical knowledge who would understand that we were looking for the best technical solutions, and we just had to find this technical solution, and that was it. We'd all be agreeing, building the next great thing. The W3C gets its money from companies, which means that the companies get to have a lot of influence on the design of the web and the direction it has to go. And that, in a sense, is a shame that those people have such a disproportionate influence. I was shocked and disappointed about how political it was and how you had to be a politician. If you don't know that you're designing the infrastructure to the future, then you're going to make some assumptions that in the end haven't panned out.
You can see that there's a threat that maybe the internet will be those big companies, and if you talk about the internet, it's Facebook or Google.
Everyone knew that there was a danger that some company would move in and sort of grab the web and they'd all do their best to make the web theirs. And I mean, in a way, that's still happening. I mean, Facebook has its good sides, socially at least. I mean, it's an amazing way of getting in contact with people, but it's terribly un-web-like. It's a terrible closed garden, which is very, very bad for the web.
Facebook as the internet, and they maybe have 30% of all traffic, no? So what is the internet in the end? Yeah, it's business about you. Yourself is being sold, you know. Your personal information is the business. You know, the original idea was to have a distributed things, you know. Everyone would be a publisher of data. Maybe we'll see some new ideas coming that will be smarter than what is offered today.
The strength of the human brain is the ability to instantly dig into its deep memory and pull out information. And oftentimes, a smell leads to a memory, or a sound leads to a memory. You hear the first two notes in a song, and you not only know the song and the artist and the album, but you know when you bought it, you know where you bought it, you know when you listened to it. And all of that just comes right back to you as fast as you can. And effectively, our brain is something akin to a quantum computer in that we're able to associate and move quickly from one idea to the next without having to go through a series of very, very basic steps, which is what a computer is ultimately forced to do.